Well, good morning, Marty. Namaste to you and to Lynn Adams. Namaste. It's a great day. Lisa and Jim, namaste. It's a great day. Thank you. We have enough to change the world this morning if we can allow the force to be with us, which it is. Guess what? This is what someone said. This is pretty rad, right? I love those things that are just make your mind just go, what? Just change your paradigm immediately. But this is Muji. He said nothing ever happened or ever will. Really? You might just squeeze your skin right now and go, what do you mean? I'm this body, I'm this person, I just have children, I have what, and this and that, right? You might think that's crazy. Nothing ever happened or ever will. You have always been perfect love and peace. You have always been perfect love and peace. What changes, he goes on to say, is not real. So anything that changes in our life, God, look at your mindset that might change 10 times today or more, right? Is not real. That's why the thinking is not real. What is real cannot change. What is real cannot change. Yogananda at the end of his poem, Samadhi, he says that gone forever. So he's in the infinite state, right? A consciousness. And he says, gone forever, fitful, flickering shadows of mortal memory. What? What? I hope maybe it's too early to be talking this way, but none of these mortal memories are going to have they're not going to add up. They're not, they're dreams. This is anything that changes, and we're born and we die, that's a change, you know? So I'm just trying to set up a beautiful, attunement that we're having a Mahavatar Babaji birthday on the 25th of July. So I wanted to prepare us today. He's the avatar, the Mahavatar of love. Ooh, he's the Mahavatar of love. So I wanted to clear the decks of anything that's in your head right now, clear the decks of any kind of worry that you've done something wrong, because nothing's ever happened or ever will that can affect that you are perfect love and you are perfect peace. All right. So just a mindset, my dear. You can play with it as much as you want. Lori, welcome. Namaste to you. This is Sacred Soul Sunday. And we're going to talk about love. And that's what Rumi said. He said, yeah, tonight, or I think it was Hafiz who said, yeah, tonight we're going to talk about love. And tomorrow night we're going to talk about love. And they went on and on and on. Every night we're going to talk about love. So I wrote a little song once for our trainings of we did so many trainings at the Soul of Yoga, Trish and I, getting people the 200-hour certificate to be yoga teachers. And so I wrote a little theme song that I would sing to them at the end of the training in celebration of them graduating to be a yoga teacher. And but anyway, the words are like this: heard the call, came the distance, left it all, then hit the wall, took a chance and jumped over. Let it go, free fall. Now I'm always going to be my own best friend, giving myself lots of love, 'cause now I know I'm so beautiful. I'm a child of light and joy. Yeah. So the song goes like this: heard the call, came the distance, left it all, then hit the wall, took a chance and jumped over. Let it go, free fall. Now I'm always going to be my own best friend, giving myself lots of love. 'Cause now I know I am so beautiful. I'm a child of light and joy. Oh, now I know I am so beautiful. I'm a child of light and joy. Let's close our eyes for a moment and feel the feelings. Feel your feelings. Embrace your feelings. But don't take your feelings as real. Just embrace them. Now, who's that can embrace them? It's that perfect peace and perfect love that you are always. You're always perfect peace and perfect love. That is what we want to embrace, these changeable, ever changing feelings. So, love isn't so much about a feeling, my dear, it's a choice. It's a choice that you will love these feelings, good, bad, or ugly. So, let your heart open up and just, they say that if you say the word Babaji with all your love, you will attract an instant spiritual blessing. So believe in him or not, but you might believe in your perfect peace and perfect love, and just ask for some divine help with all of this. With all of this, we forget that we have a team, a divine team that's on our side, my dears, to help us in every conceivable way. So let's tune in with those vibes of the great Mahatma, Mahavatar Babaji, and feel an instant spiritual blessings that can help us realize that there has never been anything that's happened to us impossible. What is real doesn't change. So when we loosen the cords that strangle the heart, says the Upanishads, when we loosen the cords that strangle our hearts, what strangles our heart? Thinking, planning, forgetting, feeling that something's not right, and so on and so forth. But when we loosen the cords that strangle the heart, when we know that there is just this undeviating support system to help us in every category of our existence, then all of a sudden, as we loosen those cords, the mortal, that mortal of us, becomes immortal in this very life. So let's maybe, if that feels right for you, just lovingly, devotionally call on the great Babaji. In other words, call on that love that never changes, that soul of yours that never changes. You may have hit the wall, but now you're jumping over, free falling, and realizing that you've always been a child of light and joy. And since we're going to focus on love for the next 5 days, and may I add a little caveat to that, and for the rest of our days, focusing on the one true reality, love, I have beautiful reading that really brings us clarity on what love is, since we're going to tune in with the Mahavatar of love, Babaji, and that every time we say his name, we attract more love. But let's get clear on something, my dears. Love is not a feeling because they come and go. But love, when it comes from your heart and soul, produces produces feelings, feelings that are soulful, heartful, true, sincere, from your devotion. They become beautiful feelings. You don't fall in love. You choose. We choose to love. We'll be waiting a long time if we're just looking to fall in love. But we can choose it and have it right now. Love is a decision, it's a choice. And even better than that, it's a covenant. It's a covenant of your heart with the beloved. Covenant. Feelings fade and shift, but true love stands firm. So let's just meditate on this covenant between your heart and the great love. Because if there are any knots that are tying up our heart center, which means that our feelings are not positive, they're worrisome, they're fearful, they're judgmental, whatever. Let's loosen some of those and renew the covenant through choice, through decision, through devotion. And let's stand firm to that which is real. That you, me, and everything are perfect peace and love that never changes. If someone ever asks you, my dears, what is truth? You could say, it's beyond words. All I know is that I am perfect peace and perfect love, unchanging. I am perfect peace and perfect love, unchanging. That's a great mantra to tune in with Mahavatar Babaji's unconditional love. That every time we turn and put our heart on Him, on that unconditional love, we attract a blessing. And that's no small thing. So we can call this, let's practice our Babaji mantra. I am perfect peace and perfect love, unchanging. We'll go on with this reading on love. Love is a daily commitment. I would like to change that to is a breath by breath, moment by moment commitment. Because this world will try to strangle that heart of yours by having you be in your head. Love is a daily commitment, then, a moment by moment commitment, supporting despite the cost, forgiving, even when it hurts, offense, that it will be offensive, is inevitable to try to be loving. It's inevitable that it's going to be offensive at times, but love does not keep score. It wipes the slate clean and chooses grace over grudges. Let's wipe out of existence any grudges. because of Babaji's blessings and his grace on us, because we choose love. We don't wait for the feelings. We choose to love. So let's wipe the slate clean, my dears, through Babaji's love and grace. Feel it pouring into you, doing all the hard work of releasing or transmuting or alchemizing grudges. And perhaps we can make another little mantra that in the light of Babaji's love, we shall never grudge. In the light of Babaji's love, we shall never judge or grudge. And then winding down meditation before we have a little soul talk, let's feel again the graces and the blessings that are coming through from Babaji into us right now, or from that infinite unconditional love. That love is patient. Hmm. The next time my temper flares, that love is patient. The next time my temper flares. And I am kind when words could wound. I am kind instead of using words that wound. I don't shout or shame when I am blamed, but love listens with respect, speaks with tenderness, acts with humility. Love even holds back anger and reaches out in peace. So let's fill our being with the truth, my dears, not even pretending to think that we have to do this a certain way or achieve this overnight. Remember, that's just the changeable mind that wants us to think that way. We are unchanging. Now you have the gift through Babaji's grace that when you affirm, when you make a choice, when you make a decision to love, it happens. It happens because you are that power. You are the power of infinite love. So let's lower our chin and bow our heads in gratitude for the help, the grace, the intercession of the divine's presence with us to again bless us, again to lift us, again to soothe us, to hold us, to embrace us. And let's feel it for each other that we are in this together, 100%. And that love is united us all together in a bond of divine friendship that will last for all eternity. That's what your consistency is going to bring. And my consistency and our consistency to come just for 30 minutes every day. So we thank you, Babaji, for your unceasing, ongoing blessings and give us a full taste of your divine love. And that can be at any time you choose, because we're going to be choosing you again and again throughout this holy season of this life. We know this is so. How can it be any other way when we are the way itself? So it is. So be it. Aho. Ah. Big breath, everybody, if you're going to stay a little longer, because I have some more of this love letter that I'm sharing to share with you if you want to stay a little longer. Todd, Marty, Lynn, Laurie, but I know that it's Sunday, so it's a day for you to be free, totally free. Really? Yes, really. Because it just might wear off, and then Monday you're going to feel free. And Tuesday and Wednesday, how can we not? Coming together like this, joining our forces together, connecting our hearts and the heart grid, connected at oneness with each other. Ashley, I'm so glad to see you. And I hope that you're having a fabulous Sunday. Big hugs to your children and big hug to the fishes in the deep blue sea, too. So if some of you are still going to hang on this love line this morning, come on, let me just read some more of this love quote that came into my stream or come into my line this morning, Facebook. Love never gives up. So as we say these things about the real love, just feel it. Feel it. Yeah. Embrace it with your heart and soul and feel it. It's unchanging. We are unchanging. We're that perfect love and peace unchanging. So love never gives up. It trusts. Lisa, everyone, thank you, beloved. You're welcome. I think they're going to go to the SRF temple in Ashland, Oregon to have the Sunday service. Lisa and Jim. That's where they're going, I think. I know because I was there last week or the week before. Beautiful little temple in Ashland, Oregon, that they have a little circle, and then it's going to turn into a group, and then it's going to turn into a center. That's how it goes. And when they get enough people, it becomes a SRF center. So love never gives up, my dears. It trusts, it hopes, and fights for the bond. Ah, this bond. I love this bond. It trusts, hopes, and fights for the bond through every storm. Love stays when it's hard. You know how sometimes you just want to get out of the situation. You just got to go for a walk. That's cool. I do it all the time still. But in some ways, I get back as soon as I can to the love because I know that's the only answer to anything and everything. So it stays when it's hard. It believes when it's bleak and keeps building when life feels broken. True love is resilient and relentless. That's why we're love warriors. We're love warriors and love goddesses. Yeah, you're Joan of Arcs, all you divine feminine. Yeah, yeah. You're resilient and you're relentless when it comes to loving and caring and sharing. Like, we love, we care, we share. Yeah, relentless. Isn't that beautiful? But it does bring up this point that love is not sex, though intimacy blossoms in loving marriages. Love is the soil where trust, tenderness, and passion grow. Yeah, it's where tenderness and passion grow. Love never fails. Love conquers all. What fails is a false version of love, not love itself. But that's typical life on planet Earth is that failing. If you feel like you're failing, it's just the false side of us that is still in charge of us, right? That's still got a little bit of a noose or a stranglehold on the heart center, right? Because the job of the dark side is to keep us away from our heart center, because the heart center is full of infinite love. That's its potential. It's the heart center. Yeah. So what fails is a false version of love, not love itself. So when we feel like we've let ourselves down, so what? Big deal. We just flick it off like it was a gnat or something, and then forgive it and do all these things and decide and choose and make love in any sort of way to bring the vibration back up, right? That's all we need to do is bring the vibration back up. Yeah. When we fall, so every time we fall, heard the call, came the distance, left it all, then hit the wall, took a chance and jumped over, let it go, free fall, you know? And so all we got to do is know that every time we free fall or we fall back into our human ways, that is the perfect training. That's a perfect school to be in, the school of life. That when we fail, when the failing comes, because it's part of this delusion to fail, right? It's a hypnosis, actually. It's a hoax. It's a delusion, and it's a dream drama at that. So real love lasts forever was the final line that it says here. Yeah. And I have a little bit of something about Babaji that I'd like to share with you as well. If you're still hanging on to love for your dear life right now, it really is a dear life, you know? And we do need to hang on to that because everything in this 3D HD is going the other way. It's counterintuitive, you know? The yogis do everything in counterintelligence because they have the intelligence of an awakening being, but we're not quite there yet. So we have to play along with ourselves in the meantime, right? And have a lot of little strategies that maybe each of us come up with, you know, to deal with the changes that keep coming in and they seem so real. One day it's this way, the other day it's that next day. Your friend might be one way one day and then another way another day. It's just ceaseless changes. So this reading came in this morning too. It's a blessing from Mahavatar Babaji, from Sri Dayamata, president, ex-president. She's now passed on into the higher realms. So Babaji says this, my nature is love. My nature is love. The great Mahavatar Babaji, my nature is love, for it is love alone. It is love alone that can change this world. Yeah. And if you want even just a little bit of just a little bit of a tweak in your mindset or your heart set during a day, that it doesn't take much. It just takes this choice, this knowing that there's one place to turn to, and that's ultimately love. That's ultimately the truth. And so you can associate all these, great beings with that. Because we are in a physical being suit in life, right? That's covering this immortal soul of ours. So we relate usually to form. So use those avatars, use those saints, anybody that Mandela, you know, Nelson Mandela and all that. Use a Mahatma Gandhi, use a Paramahansa Yogananda, use a Babaji for help, for extra help, because we need it. So this is what Mataji says in her talking about the love of Babaji. She says, I think she's talking about when she went and visited his cave in the Himalayas, the Babaji cave. She said that night, after she was in that cave, she said, I couldn't sleep. Suddenly, that whole room lighted up with a golden light. And then I remember it became a very blue light. And then again, I experienced the presence of Babaji. And this time, I guess she had some experiences in that cave when she went. I'm pretty sure that she did. And that's what this article is. And this time he said a message that was so sweet. And he is all love. His whole nature is prem. Prem is love in Sanskrit. He is all love. He said to her, Sri Dayamata, my child, you must know this. You must know this. It is not necessary for devotees to come to this spot or go all the way to India, all the way into the Himalayan mountains and find the Babaji cave, which now there's directions to his cave, and then sit there to get this experience. He said, my child, you must know this. It is not necessary for devotees to come to this spot in order to find me. Isn't that good news? Huh? That's a pretty big trip. Whoever goes within, isn't this always our message? Whoever turns their attention within, anytime you can deflect from the world, deflect from what's coming in from the world and deflect it, you know, like a pass that gets touched and it goes off kilter, right? In football, someone, you know, raises their arm and just barely tips the ball, and then it isn't caught, right? So we want to deflect all those things from the world and go within instead of being pulled without. So we don't have to go to that spot in order to find this divine love. Whoever goes within with deep devotion, calling and believing in me. So we'll go within and we believe. We really believe, right? We receive, we believe, we let it be. Yeah. And we receive, we believe, we let it be. And then we start to feel his response, right? So whoever goes within with deep devotion, calling and believing in me will find my response. That is his message. We will feel his response. If we receive, believe, let it be. Yeah. And breathe. Right? If we can do all those things, we will always feel that divine love. Yeah. This is why I started 5 days before the celebration of his birthday, so to speak. But he's, he doesn't he's in form for as long as God wants him in the form in the Himalayas. That's the that's what they say. And then I said, Babaji, my Lord, as Dayama goes on, our Guru taught us that whenever we want to feel wisdom, that we pray to Sri Yukteswar because he's the avatar of wisdom, Gyan Yoga, right? But Babaji, she says, our Guru, Yogananda, taught us that whenever we want to feel wisdom, pray to Sri Yukteswarji because he was all Gyan or wisdom yoga. He was all wisdom. Whenever you want to feel bliss or Ananda, commune with Lahiri Mahashaya. It's another avatar in the lineage of SRF. If you want to feel bliss, tune in with Lahiri Mahashaya. And what is your nature as I said it? Oh, as soon as she said that, when she asked Babaji, and what is your nature? She says, as I said it, oh, OMG, I think she probably said, my heart was bursting. My heart was bursting, just going to burst with such love, with such love. And then Babaji said, my nature is love, for it is love alone that can change this world. So Babaji confirms Dayamala's. Oh, then she goes on to say that he confirmed that she is the right one to be president of the organization. Yeah. And she had more experiences of Babaji and more experiences of her heart bursting open. She says, suddenly I lost awareness of this world. My mind was completely withdrawn into another state of consciousness. In an ecstasy of sweetest joy, I beheld the presence of Babaji. Inwardly, I bowed and took the dust of his feet. Master had told some of us, you never need concern yourselves about the leadership of our society. Babaji has already selected those who are destined to lead the work. So, and she goes on to talk about that. All right, Taji. All right, Linji. I know you all stay on till the beginning of the end and the end of the beginning. Thank you all for holding such a space, such a beautiful space of hearing, of listening, of honoring, of letting go, of feeling your feelings, but not taking them seriously because you're choosing to feel the love. You're welcome, Taji. You're welcome, my brother. Thank you for being part of our Soul Sunday, our Sacred Soul Sunday. I really appreciate it. It's kind of, I'm bred for it because I used to give services on Sundays a lot in SRF. And then when we came to and created the Soul of Yoga, and then we started our Soul Talk on Sundays, as you know, and so we talk, gives inspirational talks, and then we teamed up with Trisha, and we shared the mic on Sundays, and we did that for years. So I'm kind of bred for Sunday to have something like this. All right. So thank you for allowing me to continue. There's some things in life that if you feel so good when you do it, whatever that may be, and it feels right, and it's a kind of like a soul alignment. It's a soul alignment. Yeah, it's a soul like thank you. Yeah. I'm a professional lover of the truth. Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. So are you. You're a professional lover of truth too, right? And that if we find something that really aligns with our dharma, our purpose, that is something to go all the way with, my dears. If other things have to fall off, great. Let them fall off. But it's those things that just light up your heart, light up your soul, light up your smile, light up your outlook and perspective, light up, you know, how you look at things, light up, a new realization that these people in your life are there because God is them, that God has chosen to be in them to, to support you, to be your friend, right? And this exchange of we're supporting each other, we're helping each other navigate together, and then when both are kind of on the spiritual path, that's beautiful. That's just really remarkable because you have the higher consciousness to guide those times when we get human. After all, right, we're pretty human. And but the higher perspective always will just bring up the human, you know the higher doesn't need to come down to the human so much as it just comes down and just lifts you up to it, right? That's what if it's going to come down, it comes down to hold you, and maybe you need to be held as a human for a long, long, long time. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. But eventually, that holding, even in the human condition, can bring you into a higher state, right? Into a Babaji state or a Yogananda state or a Jesus Christ state or, great, great Larry Mahashaya state or, Joan of Arc state. Yeah. St. Francis of Assisi state. Any one of those great beings, they're there. They're here. They're here. Yeah. To help us all. Thank you, everybody. Lynn, have a beautiful rest of your day. And you too, Taji, and anyone else who's kind of hanging on the love line. Have a beautiful day. I think we have it all set up so we can have to do nothing. Nothing, right? How did that quote go that I started with? Nothing ever happened or ever will. That's kind of freeing. You have always been perfect love and peace. What changes is not real. So anything that changes, their mind, thoughts, whatever changes, it's not real. Just say it's not real. Neti, neti, not this, not that. What is real cannot change. And that's when we choose, when we use our power of free will and we choose the love over everything else. All right. Much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day, my dear. Namaste.